business to go to another level. You must try to learn and hear something new. So make the change today. So don't procrastinate and see your business grow and change. So check out Testing Results, yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor. Toni Harris Taylor. Testing Results, oh yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor. Yeah, yeah.
Do you have passion for your business but feel like your finances are falling short? Running a business takes more than a great idea. It takes a solid financial plan. Mitchell Consulting can help you turn your passion into profit with their financial advisory services. Get the financial guidance your business needs. Contact Mitchell Consulting to learn more about their passion to profit capabilities.
Hi, this is Toni Harris Taylor with another fabulous author of the Purpose, People, and Profits book collaboration, How Everyday Entrepreneurs Are Getting Drastic Results. Today, we have Miss Ingrid Johnson with a mortgage lender here in the Houston area who is also a coaching client. Before we get to Ingrid, let me introduce myself. I am Toni Harris Taylor, known as the Networking Queen. I am the CEO and founder of Drastic Results, Marketing and Sales Coaching, where I help entrepreneurs learn how to get known, get connected, and get paid to make six figures and beyond. I'm also the multi-unit award-winning franchise owner with Network in Action, where we bring business owners together to build connections, collaborations, and to convert more business through referrals. And lastly, I'm the host of the Viral Networking Conference. Viral Networking Conference is a life-changing conference that brings business owners together to learn the marketing strategies to take their business viral. Welcome. So today we have Ingrid Johnson, one of my coaching clients, and she is new to the mortgage industry and a new entrepreneur. So let's follow her journey. Ingrid, would you please introduce yourself? Who are you and what do you do?
Hi, everyone. My name is Ingrid. I am a loan originator with Top of the Key Lending by way of NRL Mortgage. I help and educate homeowners people who are looking to purchase homes. I guide them, I educate them, and I help them understand the process from start to finish. I get them to the closing table with the best understanding they can of the process and helping them get there with what they're looking for, and whether that is the best homes that they can get or the best price that they're looking for. So I'm looking to get them the keys to their home of their dreams and to walk them through the whole process.
And through coaching, we came up with the brand Top of the Key Lending. Tell me, what's the story behind Top of the Key?
So Top of the Key ties into my my passion for basketball. I played basketball since I was 5. I played all the way through college. And so what that does for me is it correlates my passion for basketball and my assistance and guidance for the process. So at the Top of the Key, you are able to see everything from the top. So from there, as a loan originator, I am able to help guide you from the beginning to the end by navigating through the process and helping you see any of the challenges that may come, or just to educate you, as I said before, on how to get from the top to the bottom. So I utilize my basketball experience as a former point guard and use that and tie that into the mortgage industry because, again, it helps you get through the process, seeing everything from the top all the way through the bottom.
I love that. And we nicely tied in that because I think you were a point guard. And so that was a position that you played. And so it really did tie in well. So how would you identify there was a need that you wanted to go into the mortgage business? Because honestly, there's no shortage of mortgage lenders out there. So what made you decide to go into that crowded space?
Well, initially, honestly, I wanted to go in as an investor. So initially, I wanted to jump in and invest and purchase properties. But I noticed as I was starting to educate myself on the process that there was a lack of guidance and education on how to get there. And so as I kept talking more and more to other investors, I started also meeting other potential home buyers and understanding that there was a lack and a need in that area as well. So me having a heart to educate and help give people knowledge as well as myself, I felt like there was a gap that I could fill. And so not only was I looking for an investment side of it, I said, well, in order for you to become an investor or understand how to purchase and acquire property, you have to understand what it takes at the beginning, which again ties into top of the key. So you have to understand the beginning process, which there are so many individuals, whether they're investors or they're just individual potential home buyers that don't understand what it takes. And so for me, I felt like since purchasing a home is an American dream, why not be a part of that process? Why not be a part of the solution by helping people understand what that looks like? Because a lot of people choose not to do it because their lack of knowledge and they're scared. Well, you're scared because of the lack of knowledge. So by stepping in as a loan originator, because that's where the process begins, it helps me fill a void and make more people able to purchase homes with that education, with the knowledge, and with the confidence that what they're doing, because it's such a huge investment, is the right decision that they're doing for themselves and their family.
Oh, I love that. So now, what are some of the biggest challenges you're facing as an entrepreneur?
Whew. I am battling myself to start off. I overthink at times, right? And so on top of me wanting to be number one or being and excelling so quickly, understanding that I have to crawl before I walk, there's a lot of times that challenge comes within me. Mm-hmm. Having to learn to slow down and give myself grace. Mm-hmm. Understand that this is not a sprint. This is definitely a marathon. And so being the challenge that I deal with on a daily basis is just trying to make sure that I'm balancing life. I'm balancing understanding where I should be in the space that I'm in, and honestly giving myself the grace that I need to grow and to continue to develop myself. Rome wasn't built in a day. Right. So I have to extend that grace to myself. And that has been the biggest challenge. It's a blessing and a curse, right? It's going to help me become the best loan originator I can be for every client that I come across. But I have to also understand that in order to do that, it's not going to happen overnight.
Yes, I understand that. And, you're a single mom and you have teenage boys who are busy. And so I know you are really trying to juggle it all. And sometimes that's a huge challenge. A lot of times that's a huge challenge. Yes. So who are the people that have been instrumental in helping you to find your purpose and your why?
First are my kids, my two boys, Jalen and DeBrennan. They have been number one, instrumental in finding my purpose, understanding that they are part of my assignment and why I'm here. Mm-hmm. And so with that in mind, it has definitely been what is my motivating and my why, the push behind every day that I challenge myself to be better. Also understanding the legacy that I wanted to create for them and, future generations. Also, I can attribute that to Miss Toni. You have definitely helped me understand what it is that I'm here to do through this decision that I've made, right? And it didn't come lightly. I changed careers right at the turn of going into my 40s. I just recently turned 40, so I definitely took a big bite out of a challenge that I wasn't sure what that looked like. But everything happens for a reason, and people are brought into your life for a reason. And so I can attribute finding my purpose to my children, to having a coach such as Miss Toni. And also I'll say one of my friends who talked to me into, who's a realtor, who talked me into considering becoming a loan originator and opening up my mind and saying who you are as a person. You can share that and bring that to an industry that yes, it has its rewards, but the biggest rewards are whenever you're seeing who you can help and how you can help them achieve something that is usually, like I said, their number one goal, their American dream. So
you chose me as your coach just as you were starting your mortgage business. Like you had just quit your job to start your mortgage business. So why did you feel a coach was important, especially at the beginning of your journey?
So that was because with my understanding as an athlete, right? I started basketball when I was 5. So when I started it at a time where I was more moldable, it was easy for me to be taught things. And so throughout that career, I understood the value of a coach. And so when I decided to switch careers, I was a paralegal before. And so when I switched careers, I think at a very pivotal time in my life, it was a now or never situation for me. Because I knew I wanted something different. I knew I always wanted to get into real estate. So I knew that I had to do it at a time where it was, like I said, it was a now or never. So for me, I was coming in with so much previous experience. I came in into an industry where I didn't have the longest time ahead of me to fumble through it. So for me, it was important because I understood what a coach and a great coach can do for you. I knew that as I was taking this big step, I needed someone in my life that would guide me, who would educate me, encourage me, and push me, because this was a big transition for me.
Yes.
And I did it at a time where, like we said before, my kids are super busy. I didn't have all the time. I didn't have all the time to waste. I didn't have all the time to sit in my head and overthink and doubt myself.
Right.
So I aligned myself with someone who had the proof was in the pudding. And so that made sense to me. I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to, waste any time. I wanted to do it when it was the most important time. And in the beginning was the most important time to align myself with someone who was going to guide me, push me, and encourage me.
That is great advice. And being an athlete, every successful athlete has a coach. And you know the value of it in that world. And now you just translated it over to the business world. So what role has networking and people played in your success of your business?
Networking has been has been huge for me, because in this industry as a loan originator, it's not always what you know, it is a lot of who you know. And so it has helped me, one, grow my business, because it has allowed me to meet great realtors and great potential buyers or buyers, right? But what it also did was it provided me with the necessary feedback to be able to navigate what I needed to do and what people needed. So not only did it help me establish myself, right? It helped me establish myself in the industry and meet the who's who, or and meet people who were looking for something that I could provide, because that's the beauty of this industry. It is saturated, but everybody needs something particular and something specific to them. And I was able to find that for myself by networking. But also it allowed me to hear the feedback of what they were missing. So it helped me find where I could fit in and provide a service for them that was just for them.
So networking, what I hear you saying, is not always about finding clients. It's about finding resources, hearing other people's journeys, gleaning information from them that you can apply to your business. And I'm really stressing that to my network as well, that a lot of the value that comes from networking has nothing to do with you finding new clients. It's about being around other people who can teach you something you didn't know, and that will help you be a better business owner. So who's your inspiration when business gets difficult?
My faith, first off, my faith, because it can definitely weigh you down, and it's different, right? It's different from the normalcy and that consistency of an everyday paycheck, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so understanding that what you put in is what you put out, or what you get out. I've had to lean so much more on my faith, because we can get in our way at times.
Sure.
And we can definitely get distracted at times and discouraged. So I've had to lean on my faith so much more, in embarking in entrepreneurship. As I'll say again, my kids.
Yeah.
Understanding that I am their example. I am leading them. They are watching me. And so I always want them to go after what they want.
Sure.
But I wanted to show them that even when it gets tough, you keep going.
Absolutely.
You keep going. You keep fighting, because the reward is there. And so they have been what I've leaned on when it has gotten tough. Also my personal goals. That's that athlete in me. It's knowing that, if you see a stat board and I'm not there this week, I'm coming for it. Right? I'm coming for it. So that has definitely kept me fighting through the hard times.
Yes.
It's understanding that it's going to be a challenge, but nothing that is worth having is not worth fighting for. So I came in here to leave a mark, and that's what I'm going to do. So that's the things that I lean on as I go through some days where I'm, tough on myself or feeling like I didn't accomplish what I wanted to, but understanding that it's part of the stairs. It's a stair stepper. I'm continuing to climb. I'm continuing to move forward. So that's what's holding me up during the challenging time.
So what's the biggest drastic step you've taken in business?
I would say two things. The first biggest thing was stepping out on faith and just walking away from the corporate America, the typical 9-to-5. That was the biggest thing. I jumped out there because I felt like if I went part-time, then I would have an excuse or almost a reason to go back when things got hard. That was the first drastic step I took, because I didn't want to give myself an out.
Right.
I didn't want to play it safe. And I realized as a single mom, I started to play life safe. And as I mentioned before, when I have two teenagers who will be men looking at me,
Sure.
they have to understand life doesn't get easier, but that doesn't give you a reason to play it safe.
That's right.
It
In
does
fact,
not.
that is the reason not to play it safe.
That is exactly the reason not to play it safe. And you have to bet on yourself. I've gone through 2 layoffs in 2 years since COVID. And so it was, like I said, I had to bet on Ingrid.
Yeah.
I had to bet on Ingrid. And
Yeah.
so that was the first drastic step, was walking away from corporate America, not giving myself that, maybe I'll still do this and maybe I'll do that. Like I couldn't, I had to go full force. And the second drastic step I took was hiring a coach, because I didn't know what that looked like. You hear about coaches here and there, and you know, everyone wants to be a coach. But for me, taking that step, not knowing how that would look for me financially, not knowing if how I would make it, right? But I knew that that was something that I had to commit to myself, to say, I'm serious about what I'm wanting to do. This is something that is not just a job, a hobby. This is my life. This is our livelihood. This is what is going to be our ticket to get to where we want to be. So in order to do that, I had to make that decision for myself to commit. And that was the second thing that I did. That was a drastic step for my business.
Awesome. 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 So can you share a time when you had to, and you only been in business coming up on a year, but that you had to pivot and adjust your business strategy?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was not too long ago. It was, I would say, almost about 5 months ago.
Okay.
I had an idea of what putting myself out there looks like, and drawing the business, getting the business, and meeting people. I thought I had an idea of what that looked like. And so I was hitting the pavement, networking, and it just wasn't fruitful. And so I got discouraged.
Mm-hmm.
And, you have the 2 voices that says, keep going, you got this. Then you had another voice said, maybe you made the wrong mistake. Maybe you made a big mistake. Maybe you jumped out there too soon. Maybe,
Sure.
Maybe this wasn't it. And so I had to figure it out. So how I decided, because I was frustrated, I leaned on, I leaned on you for sure. I leaned on you. I leaned on another member of our team, which was Jennifer Hernandez, another loan originator, which is also comes out of the beauty of networking. Yeah. Right. Yeah. You have that community that you can lean on, and someone who has been and walked in those shoes, just as I have. And so I leaned on the 2 of you. I leaned on a friend as well, just to, vent it out, get it out, and let her understand, like, okay, once I release it, I'm good. Now I can get my head back on straight and figure this out. Right. And so within those conversations, I had to pivot how I went about originating. I had to take a step back in order to fully learn the process, so that I could be confident in what I was speaking, so I can understand fully from beginning to end, which matches my personality. I want to know it all. I want to be able to educate and guide you. So how would I do that? So I took a step back in order to start assisting, so that I can understand the process, so I can know how to navigate my borrowers through the process when things got tough, or they had a question, or there's a hiccup in the process. So all that to say, about 4 to 5 months ago, when I just didn't feel like things were being fruitful, I didn't see the applications coming in, the loans just piling in, those things. I had to figure out what did I need to do in order for me to get my hands on loans.
Right.
And what that was going back to assist while originating in order to kind of be a complete originator.
Okay. And so you are assisting like you did in basketball. And that is actually increasing your knowledge as well.
Oh, yes.
So that when you're out really producing, you have all this back end knowledge that's going to really be fruitful for your family. So it works out the way it's supposed to.
It did.
As we mentioned, you got two very busy boys and you are busy yourself. How do you balance the demands of your personal life while building this business?
It's a work in progress. It's definitely a work in progress. And that also is where the grace comes in.
Sure.
Because I'm still learning how to do that. I have a 15-year-old that's turning 16 this week. And for me, it's learning how to adjust my life along with the needs of the business.
Sure.
And so understanding that it's a fluid situation, and every week is not the best week. But I have to learn from every day. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, this worked. Okay, well then this is what I need to do, because one of the things that I have to understand is who to give my time to, how much to give my time to something,
Right.
and being available and a present parent. So it's a work in progress. I definitely try to connect with those who are in similar situations, just to understand how that is. Again, that's part of the networking.
Sure. Absolutely.
Leaning on a team and leaning on those who have walked that walk that's similar to you. So what I learned to do at times is I actually write down what works and what doesn't work.
Okay.
And in that, I need to, what the things that are not working, I have to work on eliminating those.
Sure.
And the things that are working, I try to emulate some type of schedule that can make me more predictable.
Sure.
And by me being more predictable, it's easier for me to maintain that schedule because I have to have a balance.
Absolutely.
And so with that, like I said, I've reached out to you, Miss Toni, and you've helped me create a schedule and say, okay, this task needs this much time, and this task needs this much time. Right. And so understanding with those time blocks. I remember
we worked on blocking time.
Yeah.
And so excellent.
It's definitely helped.
So what advice would you give a brand new entrepreneur looking, especially those going into the mortgage business, looking to start a business?
Take that leap of faith and do it. Take that leap of faith and do it. And when you make that decision to take that leap of faith, make sure you align yourself with the right people. That's so important in making sure that, again, it's not easy every day, but if you have those resources, you have those connections, you can always go to them in some capacity to get realigned, to be encouraged, to get some feedback, on what's working, what's not working, right? Because we think everything that we're doing is productive, and what's productive is not efficient, and so there's so many things. So that would be the first thing I would say is take that leap of faith. Don't doubt yourself. Bet on yourself. It is so much more rewarding. It is so much more that you can do that you just don't recognize that you can do. But in doing that, align yourself with the right people. It's not what you can do, it's who you do it with. Yes. And so it's so many things that, that hold us back. But when you do those two things, and just trust God.
So that brings me to the last question. What quote inspires you?
So my quote is more so a scripture.
Okay.
Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path.
That's right. Absolutely.
And that makes me emotional, but it's not easy.
It's not easy.
But if you get out of your own way and you trust him with the process and your best interest, he will lead you, he will guide you, he will instruct you and give you the strength, because that's what you need. You need the strength, and we don't know it all. And that's one of the reasons I lined up with a coach. You know what I mean? Because you think you know everything. You take your past experience and you try to always put it in where you are currently. And sometimes you just need to wipe the slate clean.
Yes.
And be so coachable and childlike. You lead, you line yourself with the right person, and you allow them to guide you, and you listen. And it's not always easy, right? Because we're adults and we think we know everything.
Right.
But you trust that he's going to put the right people in your life. You trust God, that God is going to continue to keep you, provide, even when it gets tough. And if it seems like it's not going to happen, or financially things don't align, but he shows up every time. So.
Well, I love that. And you're exactly right. Every time I'm in that season of reassurance, I know he didn't bring me this far to leave me.
Amen to that.
So, yep. Well, Ingrid, tell everybody how to get in touch with you.
Oh my goodness. So you can definitely reach out to me via email. There's my personal, I am Johnson413@gmail.com. If you're looking to have a conversation about real estate, about purchasing, you can definitely reach me at my email through NRL, Ingrid.Johnson@NRLmortgage.com. There's also a link that you can go onto to apply if you want to have that conversation. If you're not sure about if you're ready or not, we can definitely have that initial conversation. We can see if you can be pre-qualified to purchase a home and what you can how much you can purchase. That can also be done through nrl.ingrid.johnson. And again, you can reach out to me. I don't mind having a phone conversation. I don't mind if you reach out to me via text. I'm here. I'm willing to help. You can reach me 832-889-8885. I'm happy to help. I'm always available.
Awesome. Yay. You are such an inspiration. You don't even know it, but I am so grateful to have you as part of the Network in Action family, as part of the Coaching Drastic Results family, and only blessings and bigger things to come. This is Toni Harris Taylor saying, take a drastic step today for a fantastic tomorrow, and we will talk to you next week with another collaborator. Bye.
The Dexterous lifestyle is meant for those of us who live hectic lives. But with the right tools, information, and resources, we can strive for order, peace, health, wealth, and calm. It's not too much to ask. We deserve a dexterous mind, a dexterous body, and plenty of dexterous spaces to support our dexterous lifestyle.
Drastic, building relationships to get you known, get you connected, and